Make sure you're a little crooked. There we go. So hello everybody. Let's make sure this is working. Everybody can hear me. Say hello in the chat and let me know that you can hear me and everything's working well on your end. All right, got my tea. Oh, let me grab this off my printer. I just printed some stuff that I may want to use. Oh, it got a little messed up though, so maybe I won't be using this. We'll see. Hi, Lena. Good to see you. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, what time it is where you are, what the weather's like. It's a rainy day here in Pennsylvania, so it's a good day for journaling, in other words. I have some tea that my sweet husband made for me. Some chai is what I'm sipping on. Move you guys back a little bit. Hey Jess, good to see you. All right, so I have to admit, the week snuck up on me. I don't know where January went, so I feel bad that I did not post the link for the live stream earlier. I've known for a little while now that this was going to be the time because it's the one that you all voted for, but I just didn't get around to posting the link for you guys to join. So hopefully most of you knew from the poll that this was going to be the time, but I am sorry if this came as a surprise to people and maybe you weren't able to make the time for the live, but we have a few of you here, so that's good. Jess, it's snowy in southern Germany. That's very nice. I love snow, and apparently this is just not going to be the year for Pennsylvania to have snow. We've had very few little flurry moments, and it seems like February is going to be a pretty warm month when it's usually our coldest. So I'm very sad, but no snow for PA. At least I got to go up to New Hampshire last weekend. We did a little ice climbing and hiking trip, and there was snow there, so I got a little taste of winter by going up north. But more and more it seems like that's going to be the only way for me to get a true winter experience is by going up north. But yes, so we are here to do some journaling together. I was kind of in a bind in terms of what I wanted to work on today because, to be honest, January has not been a good month for me for journaling. I've just been really busy in other areas of life, but so that means I still have some journaling to finish in my 2022 journal, mostly just filling in the journaling. I've done, I think, all of the pages I want to do other than my reading wrap up for the year, but I did design that in Canva with all the book covers and everything, so I just have to print it out and stick it in here. So that is something that I need to get done, but that would not be very entertaining for this to be watching me just do the writing portion of my journaling. So anyways, I have to finish that still. And then because I haven't even really finished my 22 journaling, I'm quite behind on my 23 journaling. So all I have so far is a little cover page that was the free printable that I shared on Patreon that anybody could download. It is a public post as part of one of my recent videos. I can't remember which one, but that is available for everybody if you want to use that in your own journal. So yes, that's all I've done though, is stick that in here, and then otherwise it is completely blank. And I still also have to set up my months in my monthly Life at a Glance journal. So we did this page as part of Junk Journal January at the beginning of the month, and that's all I've done in this journal so far too, is put my little goals in here. And so I need to set up my months at some point too, but that too I feel like wouldn't be so exciting because I'm probably going to do them all in the same format for every page. I don't know if I'm going to do stenciling or stamping this year or stickers, so that'll be fun to figure out. So what I was thinking that we could work on today once I've gone through all of the things that I want to work on, is maybe actually creating my kind of goals pages within my regular kind of daily, not really daily because obviously I'm not journaling daily, but my just regular like memory keeping journal, because I want to set up more of a in-depth spread for each of the 3 goals that I created in my at a glance spread. So this is my at a glance spread where I basically just said mind, body, soul are like the 3 areas of my life that I want to work on. Mind being finish and publish my 3rd novel, body being exercise and prepare for our Mount Rainier trip coming up in August, and soul being to focus more on my prayer life and studying the Psalms. So what I was thinking is, because that's kind of my at a glance page in my life at a glance journal, in my full journal, I would create more of a spread where I'm figuring out the like how to actually do those things. So creating a goals spread like what I did at the beginning of last year when I created, where is that? In this journal, at the beginning of the year, I created kind of like a very in-depth table of my goals, and I want to do something similar this year. So I did this, and I created a video on this if you haven't seen it yet, where I really walk through all of my intentions for the year and then how I used this grid to help me kind of map out how I'm going to achieve them. And I want to do something similar, but I want to make it more visually interesting and have each of my 3 goals, because I'm really limiting myself to just 3 this year, on one spread. So each goal will have its own spread. So that's what I was thinking we could work on today, is creating sort of vision board goal-like entries for each of those 3 goals in a more in-depth format. So let me know what you guys are working on too. That's what I personally want to do. I don't know if we're going to get through all 3 of these entries in the time we have together, but we'll just see what we can get done and have fun with it. So I think I'm going to just start and turn you guys around, have you face the other way. Okay, and here we go. No Jeannie on the bed today. She's downstairs with Ben, so it'll just be us today. Hopefully that means we will not have any snoring or barking or anything like that in the background though too. So, all right, let me just make sure you guys are in a good position. All right, how's that look? Yeah, I agree, Jess. The snow is beautiful to look at until you have to go somewhere and have to clean off your car. But in some ways, that's why I've been so annoyed with the little bit of snow we have been getting, because it's just enough to be annoying, where you still have to clean off your car and everything, but not enough to like shut down the world for a day. I like the big snows where it kind of shuts everything down for a day and you get to just hunker in and relax and have a little bit of a slow day. So here we are with my journal, and I do want to say before we begin that if you are watching this on YouTube after the fact, oh, did it pause? No, okay. Sorry, I guess it seemed like it paused for a second. My printer's doing something. I wonder if that's connected. Okay. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yes, okay. It seems like it's working. It seemed like it paused for a moment. I don't know what happened there, but I wonder, it might pause for a second. I want to make sure I have my Do Not Disturb turned on. So excuse me for 1 second. Sorry guys, just 1 second. Let me turn on this Do Not Disturb. Okay, we're back. So hopefully that was not, everything's okay. All right, we're back. You can see what I'm doing and we're all good. Sorry, it looks like it needs to catch up for a second because it's, at least on my screen, it's very, very, there we go. Now it looks better. My computer for a second, it looked very, what is that word? Oh my goodness, my brain's not working today. Maybe not a good day for me to be live streaming. It just looked blurry. That's what I'm trying to say. It looked very blurry on my screen. So hopefully it's coming through clear for everybody now. Hey, Carol. So glad you could join us. Anyways, sorry. I think I might have been getting notifications, which then like was pausing the video. So I wanted to make sure I had do not disturb turned on, which I should have done before I started this. Maybe by the end of a year of doing these monthly journal with me's, I will have all of my technical issues at last figured out, but I'm not making any promises because there's always seems to be something that happens. So yes, but these are monthly journal with me's that I do over on Patreon. If you are watching this after the fact on YouTube, they are done with my Patreon community live, where all of my patrons get to participate in the chat. And then I have it available exclusively on Patreon for 30 days and ad-free. And then after that 30 days, because my patrons are so kind and support me so that I can pay it forward for all of you, I then make it available on YouTube, which is why you're able to watch it now. But if you want to participate in the live streams every single month, then I would love for you to join us over on Patreon. Okay, so like I said, my plan, I think, is going to be to create a spread for each of my 3 main goals, and we'll just see how many I can get done. So my first goal is related to mind and writing, and so I want to create it in a way that it feels kind of like a vision board in some ways, but also is still going to have those elements that I had in my my overview spread that I did last year. So you can see what that looks like again. So in that spread, I had my intention, what that would look like in the ideal, what it would look like as a bare minimum, the first step, the time required, the systems, rules, making it easy, making it enjoyable. So I want to do something like this, but have it not so like rigidly organized in a full spread with all of them, but give each of these goals its own spread where I kind of map out some of these ideas on it. And then I think at the bottom, what I want to do is create a check-in and progress like I did here for each quarter, and do that along the bottom of the page here. And instead of doing it by quarter, I think I'm going to do it by month and have it be a monthly check-in with myself. So that is my plan. I have to say, I've been really torn, and I'm now torn again before I work in this page. I can't decide if I want to do it in my A5 journal, that is my daily journal, as the first 3 spreads, or if I want to do it in this journal, which is the Life at a Glance monthly journal, and do it after I mapped out my 3 at a glance here. Do I then want to create after that each of them as like a larger spread? On one hand, I prefer that because this, the larger size, I feel like will give me more room to include all of the things that I want to. So I'm kind of leaning that way. But again, I don't want too much to end up in my Life at a Glance journal because the whole point is that it's more at a glance. So what do you guys think? Man, is my internet just not working great today? I hope it's coming through clear for you guys. Mine keeps showing up a little fuzzy. I wonder if is it coming in clear for you, or is it a little blurry? Okay. Yeah, that's true. It is a yearly thing. All right, is it coming in clear for you guys? Let me know, because on my computer I keep seeing it turn a little bit blurry. Okay, I just tried changing from my Wi-Fi to my, to just using my data. So I'm hoping that that means it's going to work better now. I think maybe because of the rain, we might be getting, yeah, we might be getting some like Wi-Fi interference today. So hopefully it's clear now for everybody, and hopefully it will stay clear now that I turned that on. Yeah, that's true, Jess. Maybe I will just do it in here because it is more of a yearly thing, and because I'm going to be doing a check-in once a month. That might be why too. Okay, I'm glad it's clear for everybody. Hi, Ashley. I'm glad you could join us. You're coming in from Tennessee. Nice. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it in the at a glance journal. That way I have more room to play, which is always nice, of course. And oh, you guys can see the full journal. Okay, perfect. So I tried to print this out really quick before the video, our live stream started, and I think I didn't set the settings correctly on my printer for this type of paper, so I ended up with like some lines through this image and through the book covers as well, so that's a little bit upsetting, but I might still use them nonetheless. So my first goal is, like I said, going to be mind, and it's going to be basically just writing and finishing my novel. And last year, when I set this goal, because I've been setting this goal for basically every year for the last few years, and I just have not been prioritizing my writing, frankly. I write for my day job a lot, so it's really hard for me to just get the motivation and energy to spend any more time writing and on my computer. Even though it's a completely different type of writing, doing my creative writing, it's still just really hard. So you can see for writing my book, I said like a 0. I gave myself a 0 for my progress for Q4 because I didn't do anything. I didn't write at all in the last quarter of the year. But meanwhile, you can see that I improved in all of my other intentions. So that just indicates that I'm not prioritizing this area, even though I'm saying that it's my #1 priority. I'm not treating it like it's my #1 priority. So my goal for this entry is to really create, a system like this again, but I just need to make it a priority. And that's why I'm limiting myself to 3 goals this year. Because, so for example, one of my goals last year was read more books, and I did great in that. I hit my goal of 50. I read more than 50. Actually, I read 52 books last year. But reading takes a lot of time, and it means all the time that I spent reading was time that I was not spending writing. So this year I really limited my reading goal, and I'm going to be totally okay with myself if I don't hit that goal, because I want my priority to just be writing. So 3 goals, that's all we're doing. So I went ahead and printed out my book covers for the first 2 in my series, If I Fall and If I Resist. They are like young adult fantasy books, historical fiction. I started them when I was in high school, actually. So I am now quite a few years out of college. So we are well overdue for the third one. Frankly, if I resist the second one, I finished my junior year of college, and then between finishing college and then getting married and then, you know, I had COVID happen, my mom passed away, we moved, like life, you know, life gets in the way. And so I just have not been making it a priority the last few years, but it is a series, and so there are people, not many, I don't think a ton of people, frankly, are waiting for this book, but for my own sake, I want to finish this book and I want to get it published because it is something I've been working towards for such a long time, and it will be the biggest accomplishment to finally finish this book and this series and to be able to move on to other things, because frankly, since I did start these in high school, you know, I'm kind of trapped by the plot and what I set it up to be at that time in my life, and I'm a very different person than I was in high school. I wasn't even a Christian in high school, so, you know, that part of me is so different. You know, there are things I probably would have done differently with this series now than I would have and did then. So yeah, it's just very interesting when you are working on a series and books over a long period of time and you let it drag out, you don't really realize how much you change as a person in that amount of time, and then what that means for what you're writing. It also means that my writing skills are like drastically different between the 3 books. I was not a bad writer by any means in high school, but wow, can you tell the difference between my first book and the one I'm currently writing? It is pretty drastic. So anyways, I wanted to definitely put these on this spread because this is what we're working towards, is having the third one finished and coming soon. So I think my goal for this is going to be to really just focus on maybe doing the decorations, the ephemera and all the fun pieces together with you, and then maybe in my spare time I'll work through kind of that checklist of, you know, what's the time that's required, what systems am I going to put in place. A lot of it is going to be very similar to what I wrote in my spread for last year anyways. So I'm going to start with this washi because I want to cover up the little bit of bleed through that we had from my previous spread. I mean, I have to say, considering the amount of water that I put on this page, I am pretty shocked that the tiny little bit of shadowing I have here and the bleed through in the center, which is to be expected really, is all I got. Like, I'm pretty thrilled with that, considering the quality of this paper. I'm so happy. So this is 160 GSM paper, so it is really nice and thick, and this is a Dingbats B5 notebook. Yeah, Jess, I kind of just put together that your your username is Jess Plans and Writes, so you must be a writer as well, and also obviously a journaler, so that's so awesome. Yeah, we'll see you soon, Ashley. No worries, go and grab yourself some tea, it's very important. And Carol, you're checking in from Virginia. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. That's awesome. I always love seeing where you guys are from. Okay, so that covered up pretty nicely. I don't know where we're going to put that yet. I do have a few of my printables would be good for writing. So I was thinking I might use this journal card that has the little quill and ink here, because this could be a cool place for me to write one of those areas, like what are the habits I'm going to put in place, or systems I'm going to do, or like what am I going to do to make it enjoyable. Any of those sections could go in here, which would be fun. And then I also want to use I think, the Your Story Matters journaling card. And all of these are from the Document Your Life printable sticker collection that I put out on Patreon in January. This is the January collection. So we put it out at the end of December. If you're looking for it, you can find it published at the end of December, and it is the January collection. Have you guys used this collection at all yet? I'd love to know if you're enjoying it. Oh, nice. So did you recently publish a book, Jess, or are you working on that process? Nice, Ashley. That's awesome. You just printed a bunch of the stickers. I like to do them kind of in bulk like that too. I'll just print a bunch at one time. All right, let me figure out the best way to cut this. My desk is a disaster beyond this little square that you guys can see. I'm like struggling with where to put everything on either side of me because we had our heating system redone in the last week, and so I had to move a bunch of my stuff in here, like away from the venting and everything, or the baseboards. And so I just kind of quick before this live stream threw everything, you know, back into its place, but now everything is still just a mess all over my desk. So it goes, right? Nice, Jess. That's awesome. You're working on a detective story. I agree with you. I don't know if I have the plotting ability to work on a mystery like that. I'm kind of a pantser in some ways. Like I always have a vague idea of my plots, and like certain points that have to happen, but otherwise I don't plot them out super in depth. And I feel like you need to be very much a plotter to be able to plot out a mystery that's successful and, like you said, gives you all the hints without revealing what's going to happen and has the red herrings and everything to mislead you. It's so fun. Yeah, I have some of the January 2022 printables next to me as well, because I think I might use some of those ones in here. I loved that collection. So both of them are really the last two Januaries, with the Document Your Life, and I forget what I called the one in 2022, but that one was also all journaling. I think it was just called My Abiding Journal, actually, 2022. But that one was also all like journaling focused printables. Okay, so Your Story Matters. And we have the books. And I wanted to cut out this one too. So go ahead and do that. How are you guys all journaling this year? Are you trying to do daily journaling? Are you kind of just journaling when the mood strikes you, or when you have the time to document a few memories? Are you trying monthly journaling like I've been sharing? I'd love to know what you guys are doing Maybe you're doing like more planning and bullet journaling styles. Ashley, you're making a journal? That's awesome. Is that more like of a junk journal, I'm assuming? Yes, the reading printables. So I'm really excited, fam, because I have started the reading printables for this year because you all voted for the February printable set to be a book lovers theme, which I'm so excited about because I personally want more reading related stickers in my own collection. So I'm really excited, and I think you guys are really gonna like what I've got going for you. I'm really excited about the mini printable that I've designed already, and the color scheme looks so nice for it. It's gonna be really nice. So I'm working on it and going to be sharing it very, very soon. So keep your eyes out on Patreon. I'd also love to know if you have any suggestions for like a book illustration that you're interested in, like a reading related illustration that you'd like to see, or a quote, like a favorite quote about reading. I'd really love to incorporate your ideas in this printable collection, so do let me know. Maybe in the comments of this video so that I can see them afterwards. Sometimes it's hard to look through the chat, but if you comment on this video with your reading journal printable sticker recommendations, I would love to know what you want to see. Okay, so I guess I don't want to, I was gonna say I also have this typewriter, but then I just realized there's a typewriter right here in the Your Story Matters, so I probably don't want to do the typewriter again. But I could do like the pen maybe. This is the collection I was talking about from last year. This one actually, yes, this one was the free printable that I put out last year. So if you are watching this after the fact and not a patron, you could go ahead and print this one out. I shared it in, I think, my 2022 journal lineup video. But you also can, I have a free printables tag, I believe, on Patreon. So you could just use that to find the free printables. So I have this pen, I have some quotes here, but I think they're all very journaling related, not yeah, not necessarily writing. Though this one that says, I hope that someday when I am gone, someone somewhere picks my soul up off of these pages and thinks I would have loved her. You know, it's kind of more journaling focused, but at the same time, like, I do hope that people, you know, when they read my writing, they read something that they connect with. So maybe I will go ahead and cut that out. One of my favorite things, every now and then when I like Google my books, mostly because I need to like see something about them, like when I Googled them to just have the covers to use here in this spread, and when I did that and looked up images, there were a bunch of images that came up of people turning my quotes from my book into like quote images on, you know, like quotable.com, that kind of stuff. And that always makes you feel really good when people connect, even if they didn't even read the book, but they just found the quote online and connected with it and then wanted to use it in some way. That's just really cool. So yeah, so I love that idea of people kind of picking your soul up off the pages. Carol, you're creating a journal too. That's so great. I'm glad, Lena, you feel like you don't have to stress about your journaling anymore. Definitely something I'm always trying to encourage all of us, including myself, to not get stressed over, because I too have a tendency to feel overwhelmed by getting behind in my journaling or just not doing it as much as I'd like to, and takes the fun out of it. So I'm always trying to remember the point of journaling and why I do it, even if I can't do it as often as maybe I would like to. Okay, so I have some other stickers from other collections that might work. It kind of depends on in part, if the covers work. Or not covers, colors. I can't speak. I might use some of these ones I have from the Recharge Your Soul collection, because these could be good for how to make writing a priority. So like devices off, dreams on could be really good for that purpose. The be intentional, be focused could be really good to use on this page. Put your phone down. Put your phone down and write. Maybe I could write something like that. That could be fun. I think I'm going to use, yeah, some of these. I think that'll be fun. I don't know. I think the colors probably go well enough. I don't know about, I was looking at this one too, of the girl in front of the computer, but we'll see. That color might work too, because I think the yellow in this one is similar to the yellow I used in this collection, but we shall see. Okay, let's cut these out. Where did my scissors go? There. This was another favorite collection for me. I loved this Recharge Your Soul. So if you are newer to Patreon, I highly recommend you try and, go to the printables tab and look back through old printable collections. I know sometimes I can be caught up in like what's new from anybody, from any creator, but I think there's a lot of older content that you would like as well. And the great thing about Patreon is I personally on my Patreon keep everything up, so you have access to all of it when you join, not just that month's collection or that month forward. From as long as you're part of it, you get access to the entire backlog as well, so that you can use these things in your journaling even if you weren't a patron when I first made them. And you get to print them out over and over again, which is my favorite part, because if I like a sticker, I don't have to be precious about where and when I use it. You know how sometimes you get like a sticker and you love it so much that you don't even want to use it because then it'll already be used and you're afraid that maybe there's a better entry for that sticker, like you should save it for a better purpose than the spread you're currently working on, right? We always think there's something better ahead than what we're already doing. So I love that with printable stickers, I don't have to think that way. I can just use it, and then if I want to use it again, I can just print out another sheet. I think this focus on what matters would be really good. Okay. I think I'll use I don't know, do I want devices off, dreams on? I think I want the put your phone down, because technically I do need my computer on to write, so devices off doesn't totally work, but putting my phone down and focusing on my writing definitely is important. Yes, beautiful paper too is another one where I feel like I can't use it because I'm afraid I'm gonna run out. But the thing is, there's always more beautiful things. You always have new beautiful things coming in that you want to use too, so. And your style might change too, so by the time you get around to using that item, you might not even like it as much as you did before had you just used it when you were really excited about it. So, all right, I think I might put this here to cover up the little bit of shadowing that we have there. And then do something like that. I'm thinking I'll put this like down here and then write just write or write instead or something like that. Focus on what matters. Your story matters. Maybe I'll just put that up there. I think, do I have any writing washi? I know I have book related washi, which could work because, I mean, the point is that I'm writing a book, right? So I could use some of this book washi that I have, and it actually matches pretty well. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just like put a little bit of it here at the top. I like this one, but it's definitely, this one's more focused on reading. Like it says, well-read woman and one more chapter. So many books, not enough bookshelves. Would be great for a future reading spread. Okay. I also have this collection, which was technically so I kind of changed the way that I organize my stickers, where now I call them the collection for the next month, because I usually am creating them with the next month in mind, but at this time I was creating them during the month that I was publishing them. So this is called January, but I think I made it like for February, if that makes sense. But anyways, I was thinking maybe I could use some of the little writing spaces on the spread to write some of those sections. Oh shoot, you know what I just remembered too? Like I said, I want to put my tracker at the bottom, so I need to make sure that I have space for that when I'm putting stuff down. But these are a bunch of questions to ask yourself, like journaling prompts. I don't think any of them, make sense for this entry, but I think I do want to use maybe one or two of these little space. The goals one could work as well. Let's go ahead and cut that out. this one? Do I want? I kind of like this one. I think I like that up there. And then I have like a little bit too many pieces that I'm trying to figure out. All right. So we have these. And then, like I said, I do want to make sure I have room for something down at the bottom. All right, that could work. I kind of like this layout up here. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I don't know about these yet, where they're gonna go or how I'm gonna use them, but I like this. So I think what I'm gonna do is just put this stuff down a while, because then I can work around it to figure out the rest of the entry. Go. And take a little tea break. Okay. My go-to tea right now, that is a good question. Right now, I'm currently drinking a chai tea, which I could argue is my go-to tea because I'm very much enjoying it. I also recently got a tea that's called an like apple orchard chai. I think that's a chai too, something like that. But it's like an apple chai, and it's really, really good. What are other people's go-to teas? I'd love to know. Especially if you have like a favorite brand that you typically lean towards. I wonder if this is going to show up on the... Kind of had to, originally I had it overlapping more on the Coming Soon book, but I realized that with the black and it being transparent stickers, it wouldn't, I don't think, show up that well. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yes, your go-to teas are English breakfast. Yes, I love English breakfast and Earl Greys. Like anything that I can turn into a tea latte, I love. So that's always good. And then, yeah, when I have to switch to a decaf, I lean more towards like a chamomile or like a sleepy time. I haven't heard of that brand, Tea Schwenner. I'm positive that I just totally butchered that. German is definitely one of those languages that I have no idea how to pronounce anything. My sticker paper is Mako sticker paper, and I get it on Amazon. I do have it linked, I believe, in my Amazon shop if you go in the description. But I will say I do like it in terms of the quality, I think is great. You know, I love the translucent look. I love how it melts into the paper. It's like a really nice matte translucent, but you can see on the back, you know, where it says Mako, it has a divide down the center, which for doing labels is supposed to make it easier for you to essentially peel off the back if you're doing like a big label for shipping or something like that, which is what they're made for. They're not really made to be stickers for sticker paper, but the line, it doesn't really come through in my printables. Like I don't feel like you see it once I put the stickers that cross it on the page, but it's more for me personally, like advertising my stickers. I feel like it doesn't look great to have a line down the middle if I'm like sharing them with you here. So I just need to, you know, remind people like that the stickers themselves, when they print them at home, don't have like a line through them. It's my sticker paper that I'm personally using, you know, so I do really like it, but for that reason, I don't love the line down the middle. I would love to find other sticker paper. Ooh, that's cool, Carol. You'll have to let us all know which ones you tried, like which 4 sticker papers you tried and which one ends up being your favorite. Did you get a mix of like white matte and like translucent and like glossy and all that? It is fun to experiment, and you know, it is interesting how when you print out stickers, they do look really different depending on the sticker paper that you use. Like how saturated they get can depend on the paper quality and all that. All right. So I feel like I need some quotes on here that are like inspiring. I have like these little quote things, stickers that I got from, I want to say Obujo. I think some of these could be good. Like have to work hard to give yourself what you want, I guess. Some of them are weird, I have to say. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're originally done in another language and then translated, and the translations maybe don't really work. Like, this sticker just says just work hard. Like, I kind of like that one. I feel like that could be good because, I mean, yeah, I just have to put in the work is kind of the idea. I'll have to remember this one for when I get to my exercise, hiking, Mount Rainier goals spread. It says we work hard, see you at the highest point. That would be great for summiting. And this one is like, says about mountains. Where there's a mountain, there's a road, and there's a river to cross. Let's see. Good luck is hidden in hard work. That's a good one. Fell down, got up, and started over. Only stop, success. That one could be good too. Oh, the dog is trying to break in. Ben just got her and took her back downstairs. She was pawing at the door though. She was like, why can't I be part of the live stream? Yeah, cutting out the words is something that I do with these types of stickers when the quote to me just doesn't really make sense. That is a good suggestion, Carol. I also have these ones in like the green and blue. Don't give up, don't give up. Work harder and harder. Ooh, I like this one. If you have a goal, you must go all out. Maybe I'll use that and the just work hard. Have a goal. I wonder if one of these would work. Like here. There we go. And then I think I'll just put this one here. Be intentional. There we go. Okay, so you must go all out, and we'll see what I do with the, I do want to use this like one of the hard working ones, but I don't know yet where I want to use them. I just read your comment, Lena, about being near that place in Germany and still struggling to pronounce that T name, so thank you for making me feel better. All right, I think maybe what I want to do next is create my check-in at the bottom. I wonder if I should use these stickers. I don't know if I I guess I would have enough of these ones. I don't think I've used any of the clear. I think these ones would go pretty well. Yeah, I think we'll do that. That'll be a nice way to do it, and then we'll just have to figure out how much to do this basing. I can't decide if I want to just do like a numerical score, kind of like I did before, where I just ranked how well I generally thought I was doing towards that goal, on a scale from, you know, 1 to 10, or if I want to maybe just write like, I think what I want to do instead is just write a little saying that encapsulates what happened that month. Like for my writing page, it could mean that I say, you know, wrote 5,000 words, like, you know, great progress. Or it could be me saying like a setback, didn't get to write this, you know, month, or didn't write as much as I had thought. And then I hopefully towards the end will be saying stuff like sent my, you know, final manuscript to the publisher, you know, things like that. I think that would be a more interesting and fun way to document it this time than just doing a general score. I can't decide if I should create like a grid of some kind. Maybe I'll use a marker and just, do I have a ruler somewhere? I can't find one. Having a ruler would be too convenient. Oh, here it is. I found it. No worries. So, let's see, how much room do I need for these? Put them there. So I could put I wonder if I should have this not come down so far. Go. Okay, and then I'm going to I think separate the bottom of the page. So through July, so it'd be January through July on this page. If I make it every 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, would that work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is why people create grids at the front of their journals, so they don't have to be counting and figuring out. I think I counted there were like 32 blocks, which divided by 6 would be roughly 5. So I think I'll do that. I'll try and do it like every 5. sticker is not cut all the way apparently. There we go. It's a little misshapen now, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. February. We'll see how well I do with the spacing. Typically, I'm not somebody who likes to measure everything out perfectly, and I always regret it later when I didn't quite give myself enough space or have things too close together when I should have spread them out more, whatever it may be. I think I counted wrong. So I was thinking that July was going to go on here, but July is not going to go on here, is it? It's just going to stop at June. Well, that's okay. One option would be to just do, I think I'm just going to keep doing the same amount of spacing, and I'll just have an extra space at the end for like a year recap. Kind of like, how did I do overall? Did I hit my goal? Oh no, this one's ripping down the middle. August. All right, last one, December. So there we go, January through December, and I'll just, at each one, do like a little check-in with myself. And then I think I'll put this like pink little smiley face maybe at the end. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just maybe write 2023 here instead, and then just have like a place for me to do my recap for the year. Do I want to, what do you guys think? I'm debating if I want to put a line between them to kind of divide them, or would it look better if I just let them be like this, and then I can just write in each one, like basically have an invisible space, you know what I mean? Just the space dividing them as I write them in. Sorry, I feel like it's not high enough. There you go. I think I'm leaning towards the invisible space and just having the writing, you know, be as I write it in, I can like leave the little space between it. Okay, goals and writing. Maybe I'll put my just work card at the beginning of this. Put there, or should I put it like that? I think I like it better above it. Just work hard. Okay. Now what? I figure out what I want to do next. I need to somewhere put like write, or I feel like the page needs a title up here. I don't know if that's like writing goals. If I just say writing, that probably would be the easiest. Maybe I'll do that. And I feel like I want to use a stencil. This is very big. Maybe I'll do stamps instead of a stencil. I could use these are the stamps Allie Brown put out forever ago. She unfortunately, I don't think, sells them anymore. These were like her mini essential alpha stamps. I really like them. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use with a clear block. I love using this for stamping because I can line up my clear block over the dot grid, and then I can use that to figure out my spacing through the block. And then I also can line it up on the line of the dot grid and make sure that I have it all straight. There's sometimes I don't want a straight look. Sometimes I like the more organic look of just putting them down. I'm obviously gonna have a little space. Ooh, though I could, maybe I'll put, kind of like that idea. I was gonna just leave a space and then have to restamp the I because obviously I only have one of each letter. But instead, I'm going to use the exclamation point and put it upside down, so it kind of looks like a lowercase I, but it'll be the same size as the uppercase I. And I think that'll just add a little bit of interest when you mix like uppercase and lowercase. I think that'll be cute. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say writing goals. So that'll go like right there. And I think I'm just gonna do, I don't know, what do you think? I was gonna do my black ink, but maybe actually instead I'll use my toffee because of using the brown stickers down here for the months. That might be better. All right, I'm not hearing any suggestions, so I'm going to proceed with my opinion. So I'm gonna go with the toffee. Writing. Let's see. Oh no. I must not have. I don't know if I didn't press hard enough in the middle. If I didn't have enough ink on them. Maybe I need. Make sure they stay in the same spot. Give myself a harder surface to press on. Which I should have done for the beginning. There we go. I kind of like the messy look though. So I'm not too bummed about it, having to kind of do it twice on top of itself. Cool. Okay, writing goals. Should I, where'd that washi go? Okay, thanks Carol for letting me know you like the toffee. I'm glad I went with the right choice. Okay. There we go. Writing goals to figure out what I want to do with this space. Oh, you know what I could do? That pen maybe would look good there. Where is that? Like this one, or this one. Is this one too big? And is this one too small? That is the question. Let me try cutting out this bigger one. All right. Oh. Do I like that big pen? Or would I like the smaller one? I don't know. I think I like the big one. I think I like the way it fills that space. Does it look better like this? Or angled like that? Definitely looks better up. I know that's like such a silly little difference. Such a small difference. Do I want it angled like this or like this? But it feels important. Sometimes I have to like try and take a look back. What do you guys think? Does it look better with the cap towards right angles or the cap towards the books? Which one looks better? You guys let me know and I'll move on to other things while you're helping me figure that out. If I put this here, then I can put a little something in this space, something in this space, then I have something in this space, and then something in this space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of concentrations, essentially, of helping me to figure out my areas towards the books. Okay. So the way it is right now, you think looks best? Okay. Writing goals. It's a shame that printing got so messed up. Like I said, I did not have the printer set to the right setting for the transparent paper, so the ink just got all kinds of messed up because I was rushing, but oh well. There we go. All right, it's towards the books. There we go. So let me now, I think, figure out, let me first, where did those stamps go? Here they are. I'll use the same ones to do just try and clean off these ones. I'm going to use the same stamp set to do 2023, I think, down here. And that way it's not only the year for the page, so it's Writing Goals 2023, but it also then will be the header for the place where I kind of summarize the year. So that'll work out, I think, quite nicely. All right. So let's, where is my, oh my goodness. I keep losing them. Okay, 2023. 0. I think I'm gonna just stamp the 2 and the 0, and then I'll stamp the 2 and the 3 since I have to do them separately. Okay. This off again. Here is my 3, 20. I have to think about, yeah, okay. had to think about which way a 3 goes for a second there. So, you know, stamping is always a little difficult because everything has to be backwards. It's closer together than I had those ones. Separate them a little bit more. There we go. All right. 2023. 2023. There we go. All right. I like that. That looks nice. I honestly probably would like this page a lot more. Sounds ironic, but if I didn't put my book covers on it, because they're very important, obviously, to inspire me, is to have my book covers there, but oops. The colors just do not do not go with the rest of the spread. But sometimes the importance of having a certain photo or a certain sticker or memory, whatever it may be, on the page is more important than the overall like aesthetic of the entry. And I think this is one case where that's true. It probably would look better if I didn't have my covers, just in terms of the color palette, but we're gonna keep it on there because it's important for this entry. So now I think I just want to go and look at my original spread that I did last year. And think about which of these I want to put on this page, and some of them I think could probably be combined. Honestly, in this case, normally I have a bare minimum, like complete, well, I guess I still have my bare minimum, I guess, is still just complete very rough draft or complete final draft. But maybe ideal is that I actually got it published this year. So I think I will still have a bare minimum and an ideal. Maybe I'll do that here, bare minimum, ideal. And then I think I want to use this space for something I did not put on here, which is my why. I think that would be a really good addition if you watched my video on setting up a goals tracker like this and you want to create your own. I think adding a section or doing a whole journal entry on your why, like why does this goal matter to you so much, would be really impactful. So yeah, I think I want to maybe put my why, bare minimum, ideal. First step is always a really good thing to include. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do, in this case, actually, like, instead of saying first step, schedule writing sessions, maybe I'll use this space to write, like, what is my routine gonna be? And then I think I might do some rules for myself here, which would make sense for my, like, be focused and all that stickers. And then I think here I'm gonna do make it easy, make it enjoyable. Okay, that's my plan. So I think what I wanna do is create like little headers for each of these sections. And I might use, where are they? Like I said, you can't see the mayhem that is around my journal, but it is pure mayhem. Oh, here they are. They're hiding behind this jar. I want to use my little alpha stamps. And I think I'm gonna do black because of using the toffee for the writing in the 2023. So I'll get out my VersaFine black. I'll set that to the side. And I think I'm gonna write, I don't have these. I try to typically put these back in alphabetical order, but last time I used them, I just threw them in here. However, and I'm regretting it now because they're not in order. All right, I'm gonna write my Y here, and I'm frankly just gonna stick the ones I used to the side. The desk is already a mess. I might as well just keep making a mess, right? And whenever I'm using these ones, I mean, it's kind of the only way you can use them, but I like the look of them being not totally in a straight line. They're hard to line up anyways because you're stamping them individually, but I think it adds like a fun little element of whimsy to the page. My Y. Okay. I love these alpha stamps so much. I did find a set that's similar to this. I think there is a set similar to this on Obujo and also on Amazon that I might have linked in my shop if you're interested in these kind of alpha stamps. So my Y, and then I said I want to have ideal and bare minimum, but frankly I think these will be too big for the amount of space that I have to write my ideal and my bare minimum, so I'm just gonna do a small hand lettered fine print for that using a micron and 0.5. Is this? No, okay. Wanted to make sure it was dry before I started going over it with my left hand. All right, so I'm gonna just write ideal. And then bare minimum. I'm curious if do you guys create kind of like vision board or goal oriented spreads at the beginning of the year at all? Is that something you try to set up for yourself in your journal too? Okay, ideal and bare minimum. And then maybe I'll put your phone down here and then write routine. And then I'd have to do something else here. This might be a good spot, or this could be a good spot. I don't know. For a quote, like a writing related quote, I might want to put. Well, maybe I'll keep the put your phone down over here because this is going to be like my rules section. So it would make more sense here. So, let me look up one of my favorite writing quotes. Do you guys have any favorite writing quotes? I'd love to know. That's cool, turning the page to a new year. That sounds like a great spread. Let's look up writing motivation quotes, and do share if you have any writing or just motivational quotes in general if you're not a writer. Oh, that's a classic one. You fail only if you stop writing by Ray Bradbury. That one could be good. Stay faithful to the stories in your head by Paula Hawkins. That's a good quote. I always like the quote, "Don't get it right, get it written." I'm not sure who that's by, but that's one I've always had kind of pinned above my desk too. This is a good one. If you wait for inspiration to write, you're not a writer, you're a waiter. Yep, that's been me lately. That's cool, Elena. You can set up a goals and actions page. Yeah, I want this kind of spread to be one where I am checking back in with myself more, because I'm not always really good at that either. So I'm hoping having the monthly kind of check-in will help with that. Is this... Are we operating? Everybody can see me and hear me? Okay, I think my computer is like lagging behind a lot compared to real time, but maybe I might just do the "you fail only if you stop writing" quote by Ray Bradbury, because, you know, what am I really afraid of is probably the fear of failure and just not getting it right. But you can never get it right if you don't write at all. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let me think, do I want to hand letter that? I think I do. Okay. You fail only if you stop writing. And that quote actually will make a lot of sense to have right above the routine part 2. You fail only stop. There we go. Okay, you fail only if you stop writing, and I kind of just stretched out the last word a little bit in the lettering. I'm gonna put little quotes around it. And put the attribution under it. Ray Bradbury. Okay, now I'm gonna write routine, I think. I don't know, should I like, I feel like, do I want that separation? I think I do. Okay. It's nice to have the books continue somewhere else on the page too, I think. All right. Now we're gonna write routine. All right, we have our routine. I don't know if I want to call this section rules. Or systems. I feel like rules makes it sound, I don't know. I mean, it is strict, so maybe maybe I do want rules because I do want to be strict with myself. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm gonna stick this one down while I'm thinking about it. Guidelines, that could work. I like that actually. I think I'm debating if I want to stamp guidelines like I've done here or write it in the same font as the quote. I think in the meantime, while I'm deciding that, I'm gonna just write make it fun. And I'm probably gonna have to dry the ink on this because I'm stamping it onto the translucent sticker. I have a feeling it's not going to dry as fast. And just make F, fun, F. Where'd the U go? There it is. All right, make fun. And then stamp up and down. You mean like do it like this maybe? I don't know if there's even enough room for that. Maybe I'll do guide lines, like separate the words. I know, I love these little stamps too. They're so much fun. And they're really so quick and easy and add so much to the page. They're really not expensive either, and you get so much use out of them. You. Good. It's like a game of trying to find the right letter once you've used a lot of them. They're all just strewn across your desk. Oh, here's the S. I hadn't used an S yet, apparently. Guidelines. There we go. That works. It's interesting how you can see stamping onto the different papers. Like this is matte white sticker paper, and then this is obviously the dingbats paper, and then you can see in the like transparent sticker paper it really spread out, like the ink is kind of doing a little bit of feathering on that one, and yeah, it's pretty wet, so I'm definitely gonna have to be careful and make sure that I dry that before I go any further. But I think that's my entry. I might I don't know, put in some like little little stars and stuff like I do on my my monthly entries. When I'm, you know, how my monthly entries, I essentially love to fill the entire page and not have any white space. It's really the opposite of a minimalist spread. I go full on maximalist with my monthly entries, and that's kind of what I'm doing with this too, like just trying to like have that feeling of like a really full plan and vision board for my writing for this year. So I don't know how I did this. What is this from? I somehow have 20 like written on my hand. I don't remember doing anything where that would have been the case. That's weird. Well, anyways, yeah, my plan is to just have this page completely filled. So I think I'm just gonna like go through and put like some little doodles like this in some of the blank spots. But part of that is going to come after I've done the writing, so I know where those blank spots are going to be. I know baby wipes. My baby wipes, I have a habit of letting dry out, so I need to get one of those like baby wipe containers where they are, you know, in more of a enclosed space rather than the ones that kind of just have the tiny little flap that always inevitably comes up and doesn't keep things nice and moist. Everybody's favorite word, moist, right? So anyways, that's my plan. So I have my writing goals. You know, ultimately the ideal is that I have a book cover filling this space maybe by the end of the year. That would be really cool if I actually have the book cover here and then I could put like the publish date on it instead. That would be really fun. So hopefully that would be here at the end of the year, but bare minimum would be just having a final copy of my manuscript done and sent to my publisher. So I'm going to write that in this space. I'm going to create a routine for myself over here so that I really can focus on actually getting this done. I need a system to actually make it happen. Putting in a little why this is important to me so that, you know, if it becomes hard to follow my routine, I can remind myself why it's so important. Set some guidelines to help me. Some guidelines that I used last year, which will probably be a lot of the same for this year, are rules like no more than 4 days between writing sessions, no phone during my writing, writing sprints during work days. Like, I need to get better. One of my guidelines should be setting aside just 20 minutes to write. I always feel like I need giant bulk, like a whole day set aside to write, and I'm not good at getting work done in small increments of time, even though that adds up to be a lot. So I need to start being better about using those small increments of time. So that'll be here in my guidelines. And then to make it fun, I want to put in here things like going to a cafe once a week to write. You know, that is something that makes it fun for me and more enjoyable if I can kind of treat myself. So I'll have that over there. And then down at the bottom, we have our little system set up for January through December, where I'm just going to write kind of a little update about where I'm at in the process under each of these. It'll be really, really short, maybe a word count for the month, maybe, you know, a highlight of a milestone that I hit, you know, something like that, like rough draft finished or sent to publisher, things like that. And then I'll have a big recap under 2023 at the end here. So that is the spread, fam. Thank you guys so much for joining me for creating this together. I had a lot of fun, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well and maybe got some inspiration to try something like this for your own monthly, yearly goals, whatever you're trying to achieve this year. I'm going to create a similar spread to this for my 2 other goals, like I said, but I'm not going to have time for that today. So maybe in another journal with me, or definitely I will share it with you in a flip through at some point if I'm not able to, you know, do a journal with me for it. Let me flip you guys around. Ow. There we go. That's the right way. So yeah, that is, oh no, you fell over. That is my plan. I know it's been a little bit since my last YouTube video. Hopefully you guys are all caught up and have seen the videos that are already out there. I'm going to be having a really fun unboxing of some vintage journal style stationery coming very soon. And then I have some other fun ideas, but again, just kind of in I'm always saying I'm in a busy season, which I hate because that is not what God calls us to do. But it is just, I'm in a busy season with work, I guess, is the point. And so whenever my day job is a little bit more work than normal, it just makes it harder for me to spend the time working on my YouTube and Patreon stuff. So thank you guys so much, because you, my patrons, are what make it possible for me to basically rationalize doing this on top of my day job. Your support is really what helps me to keep it going. So I love doing it, but your support helps me to actually make it reality. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm going to wrap this up. The Book Lover printables are going to be coming this week, so keep your eyes out for them. And again, leave a comment in the description box, not in the description box, sorry, in the comments. Leave a comment in the comments letting me know if you have any suggestions for the Book Lover printable collection. I'm going to be designing them, finishing them up in the next few days, so if you have a favorite reading quote or book style illustration that you think would be good for this collection, I would love to know in the comments. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.